Hello, everybody, and welcome to the D&D podcast you didn't ask for. One more roll. My name is Zach, the Dungeon Master, and I'm here with the Hurticane, one of the many teams that'll be competing in the Gauntlet of Champions. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I just
Hi,
decided that I hate our name.
Okay, either of you.
Hi, I'm Tommy.
All right.
I play Marlig.
Okay.
Is that it? You don't want to talk about anything else about yourself?
Marlig
You know.
hates bears.
Okay.
Wait,
a fun
hang
fact about
on,
yourself. A fun fact about yourself, maybe?
hang on. Does that icon have a bear on it?
It does.
Oh my god.
Dude, Marley would be
Cover
fuming.
that up.
Dude, oh man. You have a fun fact about yourself you want to give? Something that you want the audience to know about yourself, Tommy?
My name
3,
is Tommy.
2. Okay. Moving on. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Langley. I play Aria. I guess a fun fact about me is that today I was sworn in as the treasurer for my theater club.
Congrats. That's probably a big thing. I don't.
No, it makes me a nerd.
It makes you a nerd. Okay. In that case, fuck
Yeah.
you. Can't believe you've done this.
Oh.
But
You
it's
know what?
okay.
I quit.
Yeah. How much money can you steal?
Yeah, wait, how much
Um,
money can the drama club give me?
Okay, I don't know because they haven't given us I don't know what our budget is for next semester, but I know that I think the number that was being thrown around was 5,500.
That's enough for a few copies of Fire Emblem Engage, and that's fine. Okay. Anyways, let's just move on from introductions. It's fine. We're all nerds here. It's okay that you're a theater nerd. Kind of.
Is it?
Yo, same. I have a show tomorrow.
Oh my god, I'm with theater nerds. Anyway. I realize I'm outnumbered.
Bro said
Q is
it's
not
okay,
here.
it's okay, and then I say it, and he's like, no.
One is okay too. Oh man. Anyways, let's just start talking about the characters real quick. Before I do that, I should establish you guys are actually one of the 4 groups coming in from the campaign that this whole tournament takes place in. And as a result, you guys were able to pick your teams a bit more flexibly in terms of where you had a pretty big roster of characters, including NPCs, and you guys ended up picking Alexi Bro to be on your team.
That's his last name?
Brogh. Yup, his last name is Bro.
Damn it.
I know, he's based as fuck. Yeah, I forgot that not everyone knew that. So let's just talk about the characters. Starting off in order, go ahead, Tommy. Take it away. Give me some name, race, class, personality, backstory, anything that you want the audience to know. Go right ahead. Take it away.
All right, Marlig Norax, or you might know him as Thornor. By the way, you don't.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't, but he is a gladiator. He has his gladiator name.
Yeah. So that would be his stage name. He tries to make everyone aware of it. Mountain Dwarf, cleric, Tempest Domain gives him a lot of lightning options. I like lightning. It's cool. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me a whole lot of options for it, but I make do.
Do you get lightning bolt as a spell or no?
I get
genuine question. I don't think you have it, but do you get the option of it?
No. I get a summon lightning.
Oh, okay.
Hang
I
on.
think, I think you might get
I get.
because my Tempest don't make.
Where is it?
Lightning bolt's level 3.
Yeah, I think.
It's
My
called
Tempest
Call
don't-
Lightning.
Call lightning.
Call lightning. I do not
Yeah,
get.
that's the one.
I do not get lightning bolt.
That is honestly a fucking shame. Yeah, I just
Right.
checked. You do not
Yeah.
get it. No clerics get it. Interesting.
Notable things in the party. Also, just kind of in general for the games that our great DM here hosts.
Hi, I'm the DM. I'm Zach.
He has a really high AC. He actually has adamantine armor.
Yeah, so I actually didn't understand how adamantine would be broken, and he had an item that was Rod of the Pathkeeper. That's what it's called. Rod of the Pathkeeper +1, and I'm like, oh shit, this goes for a lot of money in the thing I use to determine how much an item costs. And I didn't want to give him all that money, so I let him trade the item. and he wanted adamantine plate armor. And I said, the cost on that is a lot less than the item you're selling. Sure, why not? And now he can't be crit.
Honestly, I didn't even think it was going to be that huge either. However, this was actually step one into the Marlick clause, okay? The original concept. The Marlick clause states that when Marlick is being attacked, the rolls against him are just going to be higher.
Oh yeah, so I actually roll almost consistently high to ignore his 20 AC every single time.
Like I'll see like one of the teammates, they get like, oh yeah, they're hit with 13. I guess that doesn't hit. Marlick, that was a 25.
So let me ask this real quick. This takes place in Mulmaster, as you guys are aware, and as the audience might be aware, if this is the first episode, I don't know if it's gonna be mentioned in the other one. This is episode 2, but it's being recorded first. It takes place in Mulmaster, and if I'm correct, Marlig originally arrived in a group of 3 a few months before the actual campaign started, with another group of 3 arriving, and both of those party members are gone, so Marlig is now just the original from his group and one of the original 3 characters of the party in general at this point.
Yes.
Making him an OG, making him quite famous.
Marlick, he would claim that he was already famous.
As Thornor, yes. Can you tell me what he did in the Gladiator Arena? I think this is important for his lore.
Oh boy,
I think this is very important to his lore.
He has he tells some quite interesting stories, I must say. Have you heard of the Bear Bros?
I have heard of the Bear Bros.
Yeah. He defeated the Bear Bros with his boomerang.
I don't know about you, but every time I hear Bear Bros, I always imagine them on a on like a 3-seater bike. I just think of that, or like a big unicycle.
You see, actually, the Bear Trio, which he just defeated with the Trident, right? I imagine them on unicycles.
Okay, yeah.
The Bear Trio is on unicycles.
Marlig has a pretty big weakness in the sense where he loses all rationale when it comes to bears, which obviously characters that know that could use that against you. It's just a matter of how many people know that, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's a good amount of information from Marlig, so let's move on over. Langley, can you talk about Arya for me?
Sure, but you gotta say please.
Pretty please?
Please.
Sure. So Arya is a half-elf bard from the Zent ghettos. She's quite famous there for being hot, sexy, fly, and beautiful. And when I was developing her, I think the song, I make characters out of songs a lot because I think that it helps my creative drive a little bit. And when I was building her character sheet, I was listening to, by chance, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. So her instrument of choice is a fiddle. It's flavored as a fiddle. I like her very much. Is there anything else you need to know?
I'm gonna touch, well, first off, class and subclass. You didn't mention that.
I said class.
Fuck.
I didn't say subclass.
Subclass then.
So, yeah, she's a bard, as I said, but she's a College of Creation bard, which I don't see a lot of College of Creation bards because College of Lore is busted, but she has this funny little ability that she can do that is called animating performance. Yeah, there it is. I get to make a little minion. I get to animate a little item.
Not little.
And
not little.
No, it's not little. It's large or small.
Big, scary, a lot of
It
things.
was just a piece of rock. It was just a rock.
I will, yeah, the unit will account for that as well, so that you don't get cucked out of not being able to use that ability. I'm going to touch upon the ghettos for a brief moment. Anyone who knows Faerun knows about these in Tarim. I've modified Mulmaster a bit, and I don't know how it's originally supposed to be, because the original Mulmaster is not how I run my Mulmaster. But in this area, they're very much discriminated against and treated very poorly, and isolated from the rest of the, pretty much the rest of, the massive city that is Mulmaster. So, Arya being famous there, it's still pretty big. It's just outside in the majority of the rest of the city, kind of not that well known, but is working on it now that she's in the party and is one of the main heroes.
Yeah, I'm the equivalent to what I guess Drake was. Like, America knows Drake. He's from Canada. He's real famous in Canada, but not the
Drake?
rest of the world.
Who the fuck?
Drake.
Like
The Drake.
like V Drake?
The Drake. He's from Canada. Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't
did
know
not
wanna be the
anything about
of
Drake.
this world.
I know nothing about Drake.
I want to be Drake.
I was thinking kind of like
God's plan.
yeah.
Drake.
Yeah, okay, Drake. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm on that same page.
I want to be
Um,
the Drake of this campaign. I'm from Canada.
I'll briefly touch upon the third member of your team. Originally a cultist for the cult of like crushing or crashing wave or something like that. I forget the actual fucking cult name.
I think it was Crushing Wave.
I think it's crushing wave, yeah. Alexi Bro is a total dude bro that later on became a warlock. It's a homebrewed subclass called the elemental, and it's specifically built into the affinity for water because there's a few options there. Honestly, there's not much to Alexi. He's just a dude bro that's just kind of been chilling around the party in the city. That's really it. There's not much to his character, and that's fine. I love role-playing him. It's a lot of fun.
We just like what? We were defeated by the Crushing Wave.
You guys were defeated, and the one guy that you guys chose to knock out, right, and not kill, was Alexi. And he was a regular member that ended up surviving with like 1 HP for most of the fight, just because nobody was attacking him. And at the end, it was pretty much a 1v2. He went down by being knocked out, and then the other party member went down. And you guys got TP, you would have been TPK'd, but the actual adventure made it where they knocked you out only. So when you came to, Alexi was also knocked out, and you guys just tied him up. And he quickly pretty much swapped sides. The only reason he was on the cult side in the first place was because his parents wanted him to get a good job, and he got an internship with a lot of potential for growing in the business, is what he was told. So he's really like an innocent dude. He's chaotic good. He does whatever he wants. Not the brightest guy, but you know, not too terrible either.
We love Alexi.
I think Alexi's a great character. Honestly, he's just a lot of fun. There's nothing serious
He's
about
so
him,
much
but it's great. Yeah, I'm glad you two like him, and that's why you guys picked him in the first place, because you know, not only is he fun, but he's also got quite the build, as you guys have seen via sparring matches. So we can talk about the strategies and synergy on this entire team now, because I'll make this very clear to the audience. As the DM, in any situation where I'm an NPC, will not be offering up suggestions to the party. Instead, I will be letting them take the lead, and I will fall into strategies they plan. Of course, this doesn't mean I can't, plan a kit accordingly. It just, all their kits are going to be based on their personalities and nothing more. I'm never going to metagame.
I mean, also everything is already predetermined. You know. Like,
yeah, I don't think Warlocks can
Warlock?
change their spells. I don't think they can change their spells. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they can't. Unless it's like a level up, but he's been level 8 for a while.
Yeah.
Anyways, with that being said, strategies and synergy is the next topic to focus on, and this is honestly gonna be like the chunkiest part of this whole thing, because holy shit, is there a lot to discuss. I think we honestly can't speak. Honestly, should start off with Arya's kit, just because I think Marlig's is so much more complicated to discuss.
I have been thinking about this from the moment that I knew that there was going to be teams. Like even before we knew that it was teams of 3, before I knew I was going to pick Arya for the team, I was like, me and Alexi got this.
I should also fucking mention, I just realized this too. Out of the main party, there are 2 healers. They are both on this team. Everyone else does not have a healer on their team. You guys have 2.
Awesome.
You guys have 2 people capable of just healing.
Yep.
Alexi's the only one that... Let me check Alexi's spells. I think he cannot heal. He cannot heal, I'm correct. Which is fine. He doesn't need to heal. He's perfect the way he is.
Because we're gonna heal him.
Exactly. Okay. So... God, where do you even start? Okay, we got the option of either starting with talking about Alexi and Arya's kits, and then talk about the Marlig flexibility, or we can talk about the Marlig flexibility first, which I'm gonna be honest, I think that's the most complex part. So do you want to do that last, or do you want to do that first?
I'm actually curious what Arya has.
All right. Yeah.
So...
Arya, take it away.
Okay. Well, I can't really place exactly what Arya's role is in the main party because she's so versatile. Bards are a very versatile class to play anyway.
Mhm.
When I play a bard, I like to prioritize damage, but also I want to have options for bonus actions and reactions. So that's kind of why I built her to maximize damage, but also to have healing options and support options. Yeah, she's. What else should I talk about?
I honestly, like, what spells do you plan to make use of? Because obviously, a lot of spellcasters have more spells than they need for the tournament. You know, is there anything that you're like, oh, I'm guaranteed going to be trying this out on someone, or this is going to be a crucial part to my kit going forward?
I have yet to have the opportunity to use heat metal, and having it, I just know that someone's gonna be wearing armor,
Mhm.
and chances are that armor is made of metal.
This is true.
So
You know a lot of
I
characters that will
want-
probably be wearing armor.
yeah, and I've been saving it. I haven't gotten rid of it because I want it so bad, and I love heat metal as a spell. It's pretty useful, but in very specific circumstances, I think this is the perfect place to have it. I also have invisibility, which also may come in handy. And I also think that the main spells that I've been using in combat so far have been Dissonant Whispers and Shatter. And now that we're in like a more of an open area and there's not going to be a lot of allies on the battlefield, using AoE attacks will probably be a lot easier for
me. It will be a pretty big arena, but as long as they can get close to each other, then AoE will definitely be be useful. When you say invisibility, is greater invisibility the one you're talking about specifically?
Yes.
Okay, because that's the only one I found, and I'm like, okay, let me read over greater invisibility. What's the difference between this and normal invisibility, if I may ask? I actually do not know.
Bro, we got like the what is this? What is this? Beyblade? Like there's like this is the battle, and then like in the stadium, it's like, yo, check out this bay. It's got the reverse spinning top, and then it's got like the performance wheel, like.
Wait a minute, I think I just found the difference.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna fact check this real quick. But on D&D Beyond, I do not see it saying that invisibility, the spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. Great invisibility does not do that. You can stay invisible while you cast, apparently.
Yeah, if it typically, I mean, anything that ends your concentration will end the spell.
Mm-hmm.
But if that excludes casting, then it excludes casting.
This is true. I will tell you, if they shoot in the general area, right? When you're invisible, you will be.
If I get hit, it breaks concentration.
Potentially breaks concentration, but they'd have disadvantage to hit you in the first place if they attack in your correct area too, because you'll be on the GM layer at that point. And if they shoot in an area that you're not in, I'm just gonna say you don't hit, which is gonna be really funny. So that's really scary, honestly. A shame you can't stack heat metal and greater invisibility, because fuck, I didn't realize how insanely good that spell is.
Yeah.
That's really good.
There's a reason I have it. There's also a reason I have Dimension Door.
Dimension Door is a beautiful spell, and I haven't seen enough people use that to their advantage, honestly.
I love Dimension Door, and I think that since I only have 30 feet of movement as a half-elf, I think that having Dimension Door with the invisibility combo is going to be really good for moving, like, because they're like, oh, like, you can only get 30 feet in one of, like, these many directions. It narrows down the options of where I am, but if you introduce 500 feet of teleportation into that, it widens the amount of options of where I am in the field.
And even if you didn't use greater invisibility combined with Dimension Door, you can use Dimension Door to pull yourself and someone else completely to the other side as spellcasters to keep yourself away from competition, which is just really good, especially like Alexi, who has a very simple build, and honestly, it's nowhere near as complex as this. That Dimension Door is actually insane for your kit. These spells are really good, and I'm amazed that I haven't seen you use these more often, but it makes sense that you haven't yet.
Yeah, I haven't had like a really good opportunity to use them, but I will never forget the time that in a campaign where I was also a bard, the rogue threw a dagger into the monster we were fighting, and the dagger was lodged in its head, and I used heat metal on the dagger. And I thought that was the best combo move that anyone could ever pull off.
Yeah, that's nice. I also noticed you don't have any unique third level spells, which is fine. You know, I just noticed that. I thought it'd be worth mentioning. Is there a reason for that? Do you not like the third level spells?
I don't like them that much. They're mostly utility based. Mm-hmm. The other thing that I wanted to prioritize was I wanted to have I wanted to build on first and second level spells because I have more of those spell slots, so I can choose the damage output as necessary, depending on, I guess, how I can size up the competition. Like if I know someone's a spell caster, I can like use like lower damage outputs because they have smaller HP overall. And I also like that the ability that first and second level spells, they just get better as you go, and you still have the opportunity to cast them at lower levels if you need to, or if you run out of higher level slots.
This is true. Now, I would like to also ask two things real quick. One, Healing Word is your only healing option, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just want to make sure. Two, is using your little rock minion thing from your subclass, is that concentration?
No.
No.
It's not a concentration.
Okay.
It is its own thing.
Spells are concentration.
I
Yeah,
wasn't.
spells
Some
are-
abilities in classes are concentration.
Yeah,
which is why I was asking.
this is just a guy. He's just a dude.
That is
Yeah.
fucking insane. So
Yeah, animating performance. It lives. It has life. Basically, I provide life to it for 1 hour.
there's two more spells on here that I actually want to ask you about real quick. Do you
Yep.
think that you're going to have any useful opportunities to use Hold Person?
I might actually. There might be a time if someone's getting a little too close to me,
Mhm.
I can hold them so they don't move. So it sets it up for someone else's success.
That's a good point.
That's why bards are so versatile, because they have so many support options.
Yeah,
Not even just healing.
it definitely looks like that you're playing an interesting mix of you can either support, not even via like, oh, I'm a healer, but support as in cast spells that would just assist your allies in general. But you have those beautiful damaging spells. And I think your best support spell on here, this entire list, is the classic Silvery Barbs.
Yes.
That I've obviously the first thing I looked for on this list was if you had it.
Yep.
Is it safe to say you're gonna be using that a lot?
I hope so.
Yeah. It's just really good. The fact that you can force a reroll at disadvantage and then give someone else advantage within your range, that's fucking insane. That's actually insane.
And on a reaction.
On a reaction. It's so broken. I've seen people make it like a higher level spell guaranteed you can't take it at first level for that reason. But I love the spell. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
I also want someone to shit their pants.
You want,
That's why
you want them to shit their pants?
Precipitation. You soil their pants from afar. I can soil their
Interesting.
pants from 10 feet away, okay?
Technically, if they cast that same spell, Prestidigitation, they can unsoil their pants as well.
Yes, that's true. But the fact that I can soil their pants from 10 feet away is funny enough for me to think that it's worth it.
What if they make you soil your pants in return?
Then that's just part of the game.
You know, I don't
You
think...
shit each other's pants.
I don't think anybody else in the tournament would have that, actually.
Honest to God, you do not know that for a fact. I'll be dead
No,
ass.
no,
Well, Zach,
I'm just
Zach,
I'm
if
like
you made a
just
character-
thinking like
Mhm.
you got like a bunch of new people, right?
Yes.
They see a spell.
Mhm.
It does not do damage.
Mhm.
And it makes a minor little effect.
If it helps, I've told every single group to build characters that are realistic. Example, you wouldn't take Revivify, but if your group would have Revivify, you take it. You know what I mean? So I know some people have spells that aren't going to be used in the tournament, but will be useful in terms of outside.
Imagine.
Oh, because you're a cleric?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm a cleric and I can change my entire spell list.
That's fucking insane. Before we talk about synergy with Arya, I'll move on to Alexi real quick, because it makes sense to talk about Alexi before Marley. Holy shit. Alexi's a very simple build. That man has Agonizing Blast, has Repelling Blast, and has the Lance of Lethargy. So
He's blasting.
he is an anti-melee unit for 1v1s. Every time he hits you with an Eldritch Blast, you reduce their knockback 10 feet, and their speed is reduced by 10 feet. With Eldritch Blast having Agonizing as well, he gets a +4 bonus damage. And from his subclass, he can add his Charisma modifier for damage once per turn on an attack. I'm assuming it's a spell, I'll double check, but I wrote down just in general. So his Agonizing Blast on one turn can potentially have a d10 plus 8 damage, which is
awesome.
really fucking good. But if he's against any melee unit and they have no way of getting to him, then that's fine. He just has to stay away. If someone does get close, he does have Thirsting Blade, so he can attack twice instead of once with his packed weapon, which is a black-handled, cold steel blue bladed scimitar. It's not that good. It's a d6 plus 4, right? But the ability to just attack in melee is pretty good. He ignores any resistance to cold damage as well. And if he does a cold spell, a 1 on the dice treated as a 2, which is not that useful, but like it's there. Extra 1 damage. He's got some spells too, like Banishment, Control Water, Ice Storm are kind of his big 3. Tidal Wave. You know, he's got a lot of water and ice themed ones. The problem is he has 2 spell slots as a Warlock. So he probably will be relying on Eldritch Blast more often and using his spells as a mix-up if he gets the opportunity to. Obviously, kind of a backliner, but if needed to, he could. I guess he could fight with his sword. It just won't be as good. His whole thing is keep away. And from sparring with melee units as Alexi, it works. It works wonderfully. That's really it. It's nothing special compared to Arya, and especially compared to Marlig, who I think we should now get into.
And I would just like to note that I think that the one flaw that I see in this team, I don't think we have a frontliner.
That is
so let me get into that. Right? Marlig would be considered a frontliner in almost any case. However, unbeknownst to the party as of right now, I have on D&D Beyond a copied character sheet with an entirely different spell list. So
should we talk about your base?
Regular
kit first.
Let's go over the regular one, right?
Okay.
This is the Marlig that everybody knows at this moment, like what he can do, right? So his main weapon is a warhammer. He has other weapons. He has a boomerang, almost never used, and a trident, which he has attached a rope to his bag. So when he throws the trident, he's able to pull it back. Oh, you know, I completely forgot.
What's up?
Marlig has winged boots.
Yeah, it's kind of important to mention. That's kind of really important.
He's a raid boss.
Marlig flies in the air and you see a giant health bar appear in the sky.
Yeah, quite funny actually. We had was it during the Battle Royale?
We had a 5v5.
Yeah, okay, 5v5. Marlig is the last one remaining. And he is in the air, just trying his best, okay? He has this trident with a rope attached. He can throw it and then, try and pull it back instead of going back and grabbing it himself, wherever it may land.
Although, admittedly, your spells are still better than a d6 plus 5.
Yes. Other than that one time where I was really sick and I got 2 nat 20s in a row.
Oh, where I allowed you to drag? Yeah. That was instead of taking extra
sick.
Damage, you just yanked them towards you, which was fucking awesome.
I was fishing, okay?
It was really cool.
Alright, so there's nothing special about the Warhammer. It's just he also uses it one-handed because in his other hand he has a Sentinel Shield, which he was given very early on.
I think you found it in loot in the campaign.
I'm pretty sure. No. An enemy had this.
Okay, then you found it in corpse loot. Yeah. You didn't buy it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I did not give this to you. This was in the module.
Yeah. Okay. I get advantage on initiative and perception.
Same with the boots, by the way. Same with the boots. He has the boots because I did not give them to him. Just to make that very clear.
The boots were on this guy. Were on this guy that we were chasing. And I was just like, well, I mean, I guess he's just going to go to jail. I mean, I took the boots.
Yeah, he took the fucking boots. If he didn't, that guy would have escaped jail. Which is kind of upsetting for me, but he's dead now. So, whatever. But yeah, Marlig can fly. He has a warhammer. He has a shield with plate armor as well. He goes to a 20 AC, which is already enough to be a tank.
Yeah. Through leveling, let me just pull up. So, a level 4, he took an ability score improvement to increase his strength. It's important to know that strength is his highest stat at a 20, while his wisdom is an 18. Marlig is a gladiator first and foremost before anything else. As of just recently, not really recently, but in terms of the game recently, he took the tough feat. So he has 84 HP.
It's a beautiful number right there. That's a gorgeous number for HP.
Yeah. And this is actually a good place to start off with his spells.
So yeah, you don't obviously have to list every spell, but list the ones that you
Yeah.
think are like
Yeah.
iconic for the Marlik build that you currently have.
Yeah. So cantrips, kind of all fun. Guidance, you can't really use that in combat.
I'm gonna be honest, I completely forgot about your cantrips. I'm like, where the fuck is guidance? I'm looking at your first level spells.
Yeah.
None of your
His
cantrips are really gonna help you at all.
His cantrips are fun. For first level spells, as for usefulness, Cure Wounds, definitely up there. Being able to heal others and himself. Fog Cloud from his subclass, Obscuring Vision, Healing Word, Healing at a Distance. And a little bit of Homebrew.
Pretty big.
Inflict Lightning. It's inflict wounds, but with lightning damage instead.
It just made more sense. Of course, anything he has that gives him a bonus on lightning damage does not apply from his subclass because it is homebrew, and there are actual kits to change damage types to benefit off that. So it's only fair that this is more about just a homebrew thing for flavor, where he has a little shock hand, you know? Although I will argue all of these first level spells pale in comparison to Shield of Fate, which
Shield of
is
Fate.
notorious that you use it on yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So very frequently, the first thing that Marlik does in a battle, as a bonus action, is Shield of Fate, making his AC a 22.
It's fucking insane. Because he's had this for a while. He's had that high AC for a long time.
Yeah, I would have had it sooner had Cornelius not sold the plate armor.
That was really funny. That was really funny.
Yeah, I would have had this AC earlier.
Thank God for Cornelius.
Yeah.
I'm noticing, right? You're probably not going to be using Prayer of Healing during the actual tournament, even though that's a great spell on the campaign. So your second level spells, you kind of got two that are standing out to me.
Yeah.
You got your classic Shatter, which I know Arya also has. Does Alexi have Shatter as well? Hang on.
I think he does.
No, he does not.
No?
He does not have Shatter, unfortunately. It's the second level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets Calm Emotions and Alter Self for free, and then he has Mirror Image and Misty Step.
Alter Self is such a fun spell.
Yeah, he just gets those from his subclass, so, you know.
All right. And the other one, I assume, Spiritual Weapon.
Oh my fuck, why is this shit not concentration? I do not know. I genuinely, to God, do not know why this bullshit is not a concentration spell. Because it should be.
I think at the beginning,
Zach,
we
you
just
sound like a fucking hater.
Look. In one D&D, I'm pretty sure they're updating it to be a concentration spell because they realized how bullshit that was.
So I mean,
I think we did at the beginning. Yeah, I think you're right.
At the beginning, we thought it was.
Because it makes sense. You're concentrating on forming a weapon and making it attack things. And then we look at it, I'm like, oh, no, it's not. You can just put that down and fucking make it hit things.
Yeah, with anywhere within 60 feet, a giant yellow warhammer.
Piss
I always
yellow.
imagine. Yeah.
I'm imagining a bright fucking yellow, dude. It's so funny.
Oh my god.
Just famously appears behind people.
Teleports behind you.
And attacks with force damage, and that's cool. On a bonus action, yeah, it's just really good.
Look at the rest of your spells, right?
Yeah.
And the only other one I recognize from third level down, obviously Beacon of Hope, but you're not going to be using that. Probably you might.
Oh,
talk about that for a second? What do you think about Beacon of Hope? Do you think you're going to use that?
Not if he's going with this build.
Okay, for this build, Beacon of Hope is useless. Call Lightning, concentration, classic. You get to just pew pew, you know, lightning damage down into the
Exactly. For the entire duration, which is 10 minutes with concentration, able to zap people as his action. I imagine you're randomizing weather for matches.
No, actually,
It's just clear.
it's going to be the exact weather is going to be not stormy, but not a bright sky. It'll be kind of like you know.
Like overcast?
Gray, yeah. That way I don't have to worry about sunlight sensitivity for anybody to make things a bit more fair. But at the same time, nobody benefits off of special terrain bonuses unless you summon something like Call Lightning. But like, you don't get to cast this shit for free. That'd be unfair. Let's be real.
Oh no! I was saying, Call Lightning doesn't get casted for free. The stormy condition is a extra D10.
Oh my bad. Yeah, you don't get that.
Yeah, I don't
that'd be a tiny bit unfair. Yeah, sorry, team, that you're up against
Dang it.
I just happened to roll a 2 on a D10. That means it's Stormy. No,
right.
sorry. Are you gonna use any of the other 3rd, 4th level spells you have? Just talk about those if you are, because I'm looking at them and I don't know if you will.
All right, let's see. Spirit Shroud is a definite maybe. I can use this to add a D8 of damage, but it is concentration, so most of the time I would be between using Shield of Faith or Spirit Shroud.
All right.
It's got some interesting damage types, so I've kind of been not wanting to stray towards it. It's like cold, necrotic, and radiant for some reason.
I think cold would be the flavor you would go for on that, because weather, like stormy weather.
Yeah,
but like even then,
yeah.
it's kind of weird. Yeah, I agree.
It is kind of strange, and also I just one day realized that, oh man, I could have this. This is cool.
That's fair. Okay.
Other 4th level spells? No, not alright, no. Other 3rd level spells? No, not really. 4th level? I don't like the 4th level spells actually.
Really?
There's one that I like.
I think I know which one you like. I'm looking at one that I think you would like.
Because there's one here for fun. Stone Shape.
Yeah.
I would just have fun with this if it wasn't a 4th level spell. But onto the one that I like. Death Ward.
Yep, that's what I'm looking at.
Death Ward it lasts for 8 hours, which we have determined to be the length of things that you are able to cast before entering the
Yes, there are a few spells that can be cast prior to the match starting, and Death Ward is indeed one of those.
I believe that time would be 8 hours. Then I would assume
it'd be like 7 hours. You would have it for the entire match essentially because you cast it prior, but you will be going in with a spell slot less.
Yes. So actually, because I don't like the other 4th level spell slots a whole lot, actually it really helps because now I'm just able to use Death Ward on both Arya and Alexei.
Let me ask, in this build, would you use Death Ward on both of them? Or would you put on yourself and one of them?
I feel like in this build, I would probably do Arya and me as both of the healers.
Before we talk about your other build, let's talk about the synergy on this one first, because it does definitely shift entirely how the synergy works on the other Marlig build. As Marlig is very much one of the strongest characters in general in this tournament, there's a good chance, obviously, when you switch your build, it switches the synergy type. Yeah. Is it safe to assume that in this situation, Arya and Alexei are the backliners and Marlig is the frontliner?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Marlig mostly attacks with his Warhammer. I've actually refused to take guiding bolts.
Okay, yeah.
That's just something that I looked at that, I'm like, no, that's too much. 46?
46 level 1 is fucking insane, honestly.
And it's ranged?
And it's ranged. I don't think it fits Marlig's build in terms of personality, so that's fine.
Right.
Flavor is more important than anything metagamey in terms of like, oh yeah, this does a lot of damage, you know?
Yeah.
Like if I gave you the ability to give Marlig Fireball, you wouldn't take it. That doesn't make sense. He doesn't use fire.
Doesn't use fire.
So yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I can see you kind of leading. In that case, Arya, let's assume this build is happening in terms of Marlig's in the front. Marlig has a speed of 25, which means he would unfortunately
come last.
Yeah, he'd be a bit slow. He'd be a tiny bit slow. Now, the way the actual match starts off, you'll have the ability to move up to 50 feet for a starting position from where you are. For everyone else, it'll be 60, obviously. You just happen to have less movement. So you could just start off in front of everybody to begin with. But Arya, in this situation, how would you focus your character on attacking / supporting? What would you do in this type of synergy to assist or do your own thing when Marlig is the frontliner?
I would focus on evasion, mostly. Making an effort to get behind people. Basically kind of playing the role of a rogue, and sneaking up behind people, invisible, from, like, the maximum of my range, which is usually 60 feet, to, like, I guess, I don't know how to phrase it, but I guess kind of take the heat off Marlig a little bit without putting myself directly into the crossfire. And I guess strategy-wise, just being a distraction while also kind of being like the silent killer.
That makes sense. So this is essentially the synergy where you would use greater invisibility then.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll ask about that spell on the other synergy in a bit. But I will mention, obviously, Alexi doesn't really have anything grand that he can do like that. There's a good chance, my boy, is just going to be casting Eldritch Blast and trying to keep people away from him. Unless you guys want to do something else, which in that case, let me know. What would you want Alexi to do in this type of scenario?
I can turn him invisible too. Like I can either use it on myself or a creature I touch. So
Oh
if
my
I touch
fucking
him,
god.
he can be invisible.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be really useful for him, especially if you have these attacks that push you back
Oh
and
my
you have no
god.
idea where they're coming from.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And if I don't have the invisibility, I still have Dimension Door.
And Death Ward in this situation would be on you as well, so Alexi would be the one that doesn't have the sturdy ability from Pokemon essentially, but now he's invisible, so it helps him out there.
Let me just say, in both of my builds, Arya does have a Death Ward.
Mm-hmm.
It changes off of me to Alexi depending on which one.
So I like the idea of, hey, you got Marlig in the front. This is the classic Marlig that everyone who has seen him play knows about, and obviously you have Arya with a mostly unheard of kit for a lot of these spells, I'll be honest with you.
I didn't know you had greater invisibility.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. That's an
I've been
insane spell.
sitting on it. Yeah, I've been sitting on these things for like months now.
With
and I'm
the
just like
intent to use it for the tournament, or
yeah.
okay,
Not
okay.
just the tournament, just in general. Like I had the intent to use these. I was like, I had really cool ideas. There just wasn't like a perfect moment that I needed to use them. And there's also just like, especially with invisibility, like if you have so many other very strong melee characters who are on the front lines in all of your combat encounters, there's not really much use for me. Yeah, exactly, because we also have Balthazar, and we have all these like characters who are good at stealth. They're good at like Balthazar with the sneak attack, and then you also have Mai, who's like super 100% melee fighter. So you have like our actual party is very well rounded enough for me to not have to resort to using these. I feel like this could also like, I guess maybe what I was thinking of is, aside from combat, greater invisibility would be really fun for like a roleplay thing. If I need to sneak in somewhere.
That's a good point.
And I'm super fucking shiny and jingly.
Let's talk about the Marlig Norax support build. Let's discuss this, because this is hilarious to me. Before we start this, I want to begin with a joke, right? Every time it's mentioned that Tommy's going to heal someone, Quentin, who plays Balthazar, says something along the lines of, what's the exact wording? Do you know the exact wording, Tommy?
I ain't ever see Marlig heal anybody.
Every time, without fail, says that. And I think it's really funny that he has an entire build for this tournament for a support design. It's actually insane. So let's just discuss the differences that you have here. Starting with Death Ward, we know you're putting it on Alexi and on Arya first. What else are you doing? Go on.
Let's not discredit this. I do heal.
You do heal. No, 100%. You do heal.
I
would say you heal out of combat more because you can max heal with your spells. Insane build.
Yeah.
But...
So actually that max heal thing comes in handy here. So first level spells, a little bit of a change. I get Sanctuary. Sanctuary, not concentration, bonus action. Any creature that wants to attack me has to make a Wisdom saving throw. And if they don't pass a 15, they gotta choose somebody else.
That's really funny.
It also, it doesn't go away if they hit me. It goes away if I make an attack or cast a spell that affects an enemy or deals damage to another creature.
I know where this is going. Holy shit.
Let me just make this clear. Marlig does not intend on hurting other creatures himself.
Yep.
So, continuing on. Shield of Faith, 22 AC. Now let's just say, oh man, I got that high Wisdom save. No. 22 AC? that's still really high. You have to hit that, and then you have to make the wisdom save. Okay.
Isn't the wisdom save first and then hit it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No,
so they have to
you're
make
right,
the
you're
wisdom
right,
save
you're right.
and then hit you.
So they have to pass the wisdom save, and then they have to hit.
I think you should mention your positioning on the field.
Yes. So my positioning, far back as you can be.
Mhm.
Now this is getting into second level warding bond. So with this warding bond, also not concentration, with willing creatures, right? There's a mystic connection, it says, right?
Mm-hmm.
The person under this effect gets a +1 to AC and saving throws, has resistance to all damage, but every time that they take the damage, I take that damage too. So this is my reasoning for taking the tough feat.
Yeah, your entire reason for the tough feat was, I'm gonna use warding bond in the tournament.
Because it isn't just for the tournament. Actually, this build was actually inspired by the fact that Marlik is definitely a joke character. No getting around that, and I found it kind of hard to like try and change him. You know, other characters are growing and they're changing. Marlik has kind of stood still. With this, right? I plan to definitely incorporate stuff from this build into later adventures. So it's not just for the tournament, but I definitely wanted to get it before the tournament.
So out of curiosity, and I'm going to ask this question, knowing there could be multiple answers here. Warding Bond, do you plan to cast it onto Arya or onto Alexei, or is it situational, and why, and what does it depend on?
So I considered it as Alexei is definitely going to be, if any of us, going to be the one that is more closer to other people, right? Alexei can't heal himself, so I feel like warding bond goes to Alexei. So Alexei's going to get the +1 bonus to AC.
Currently has a 16, by the way. That'll take him to a 17.
Yeah. And if I want to, depending on how I'm getting hit, Shield of Faith could also go to him or Arya, depending on which one is needed.
Because you can always drop concentration and then shift who it goes to.
Exactly. So, like, if Arya is being targeted, I can bring Shield of Faith there. Alexei already has the +1, but if needed, can bring it there.
And at first level spell slot, very flexible, doesn't hurt to drop. Do you plan?
Yeah.
You probably won't be using Spiritual Weapon because then you would lose Sanctuary, correct?
I would lose Sanctuary in that case.
Okay.
Yes.
How about something like Mass Healing Word, Beacon of Hope, that kind of stuff? like tell me about that for a bit.
So going down further in here, Beacon of Hope is concentration, so I would lose Shield of Faith on whoever that is. However, I get to choose any creatures within range, which is 30 feet, and up for a minute, they get max healing off of anything I do. If I do Cure Wounds at 3rd level, they get 28 health back.
I also would like to point out,
Yeah,
you can also be a creature in Beacon of Hope, correct?
I could also be a creature in Beacon of Hope, yes.
So you can just heal back a
I could-
lot of fucking HP.
I
I don't
could heal
think you
myself,
have
yes.
any 4th level spells for this kit either, so you can always cast at 4th level, if I'm correct. Besides Death Ward, although if you wanted to use Death Ward again twice, that makes sense.
I do, yes. Death Ward is used
Guaranteed.
twice.
Okay, so no matter what, Death Ward is used twice prior to the match. Okay,
Yes.
understood. Beacon of Hope, great for your healing. Mass Healing Word, do you think you'd be using Mass Healing Word?
No, there's a whole lot of loss there.
Mhm.
It's a 3rd level spell. It targets like 6 creatures or something, and it's just the base healing word option.
Not too useful unless you have a big group.
Yeah, so it's a D4 plus 4, which isn't great. A better healing option here, if absolutely need be, like I need them to have a lot of health immediately. I took Life Transference.
Yeah, I want to talk about that real quick. This is like the
So-
last spell on the list that I had a question about.
Life transference is 48 damage to myself. However, I get to choose a target within 30 feet, and they regain double the damage that I take. So at a maximum, right, they could take 64 health back.
That would, by the way, fully heal both of them. Arya
Yeah.
has 59 health. Alexi has 64 health, which is really funny. I love that. It's a high risk, high reward scenario, you know?
Yes, I'm able to heal myself, and of course, I can drop Beacon of Hope down afterwards and heal myself.
So let's discuss Arya. In a situation where Marley decides to either be behind or be in the air and just go full support build. You and Alexi are now there's no longer a front line. It's now
Right.
you guys. And obviously you have Alexi able to reduce the movement of one of your opponents. That might be just all martial. But that's only one target at that time. So you would still have to deal with the other people. What would you use in your kit? Is that when you apply your AoE more often than not, or
Yeah,
what's the
that
plan?
would be when I start prioritizing damage output. Specifically using with trying to coordinate with Alexi in a way that would try to get them pushed all in the same area, so I could prioritize AoE spells. Also, things like Earth Tremor that affect a certain area, and I could also assist in the minimizing movement with Hold Person. Yeah, evasion would still be important, but I would also still go for trying to do as much damage as possible.
So it seems like on this team, Alexi plays a very consistent build of just either just anti-melee and fucking with the team, while you guys swap the role of support versus main offense based on which of you got, based on what Marley plans to do, which is obviously team discussion, because I doubt Marley would be like, I'm doing this, good luck guys.
I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna just show up.
Obviously, because it's per long rest, you guys would be making this decision after every match, or after the banquet for the first sake, because the banquet's at night, the first match is in the morning, meaning you pick which kit you are using going into it, which is very useful because it's a long rest each time. Marley has very flexible spells for that situation. Honestly, flexibility is huge, because, you know, you have 5 matches at most to win, if you win this entire thing. And if you do win this entire thing, you kind of need to make sure that people don't adapt and figure out how to conquer your strategies. At least, you know, that's in theory. A team could come in with a complete counter to your team and just not get good enough rolls, and you guys just fucking destroy them. But that's where luck falls into it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I don't think that there's a direct counter to Sanctuary. I think it's just simply roll higher.
Pretty much, honestly.
Because you wanna use Fireball, but it would hit me too. You can't do that.
You can't do that.
You either choose to move the spell or you lose it.
Now, if we're done with the synergy discussion, I think now is a good time to talk about the other teams on, this is the last section in theory, the other teams on your side of the bracket. The bracket's split up into 4 quarters, and I have a list of all 8 teams, as well as if they're PC or NPC, and I'm just gonna read them off to you in alphabetical order, okay?
Alright.
We can discuss them either as I say the name, or you can discuss them after I say all of the names. Probably all the names might work a bit better, but up to you guys. So the first team on this alphabetical list is an NPC team called Heaven's Judgment.
That's a dramatic name.
A very dramatic name indeed, yup. Obviously you have no idea who they are, but Heaven's Judgment. You have a PC team called Sir Ramsay and his Simple Squires.
Oh, okay.
You have a PC team called Team, that last part being an acronym. TEAM. You have an NPC team named...
Wait, are you not gonna elaborate?
No.
Okay.
I refuse to elaborate. You get to point out in character. We have an NPC team named the Dream Team.
Dream?
Dream? You have a PC name, PC team called the Feywild 4. You have an NPC team called the Heroes of Faerun,
An NPC team?
an NPC team called the Heroes of Faerun.
Wait, is this the like Reknor
No, that is not their name. You
Okay.
can actually check because they're on a team with Reknork and he is a PC team. This is an NPC team.
Oh, okay.
Here's a Faerun. And the last NPC team on your side of the bracket is the Wild Wolves.
The Wild Wolves.
The Wild Wolves. You will never, and I mean in a million years, guess their gimmick. I'm dead serious. It had nothing to do with wolves. It has nothing to do with wolves.
Oh, okay.
Ultimaxies, aren't they?
I think the last in one of the characters is Wolf, and I think that's why I named it Wild Wolves. Because they're the leader.
Gonna say all like
No.
tactics. Or,
No. You won't guess it.
They're all druids.
So with that being said, this is the list. Looking at this,
Wait, did we say our team name?
I introduced you guys with the team name, the Hurticane.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
It's like Hurricane,
And then
but
I realized I
you
hated
put the
it.
hurt in Hurricane. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, every single one of these is going to start off with the team name being mentioned.
All right.
It makes sense. You guys all have something storm related going on. You know, shatter, ice and water and lightning and thunder. Looking at this list, tell me your thoughts. Any of these you might deem as a threat? Any of these you hope to go up against? Any of them you think are pushovers? Go on. We'll start off with whoever wants to lead, and then we'll go to the other person.
I'm a little concerned. The Feywild 4, is that a joke? That's a joke, right? There's not 4 of them. There's 3 of them.
There are 3 competitors.
Okay.
One of them has a familiar. One of them has a familiar.
I
Oh my
cannot
God.
specify
You
more
know
than
what?
that. They are
It's-
they are a legal team.
If it was
Okay,
4,
okay. Here's the thing, right? Find familiar. You can have a Fey as like the familiar chosen
Oh.
that inhabits an animal. I am almost positive that is that the Feywild 4, the 4th member is actually a familiar that will almost certainly die immediately.
Okay. Okay.
Unless, of course, it's a warlock.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, why are they picking Pact of the Chained Warlock?
I'm gonna put it up against my my dancing item.
Yeah. See that's allowed. You can do that. You guys have 4 people if you really think about it.
Yeah, we have 4 people, but we're not.
I mean,
open
it's a
about
life. It's a life, but that's not important. I mean, you've got Arya's Gemini tendencies.
So Langley, would you consider Feywild 4? Is that the one that stands out the most to you? Is that the one that you're most afraid of, or like what's the deal?
Yeah,
there?
because facts are facts in America. I don't know what's going on here with the 4 and the 3. I've been informed that there are 3 people on the Feywild 4, and for that, I would like to say that's false advertising, and now I'm scared.
Is there any team here that you want to go up against and that you think might be pushovers?
I think Heaven's Judgment would be fun to go up against because I just think it's ironic because I'm a whore.
I love to hear it. Get that representation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Tommy, if Langley's team that they want to go up against is Heaven's Judgment, and the team they don't want to go up against is Feywild 4, what are yours? Tell me your thoughts.
All right. So, man, Heaven's Judgment seems like a very dramatic name.
Yeah.
Marlegan character would definitely want to fight a team that calls themselves Heaven's Judgment. I'm scared because you kept telling me at least that there's a really scary team out there. And
I would say, on each quarter, there's 1 strong team, but there's 2 in particular on opposite sides of the bracket that are scary strong.
All right. I feel like one of those would be Heaven's Judgment. I don't think that you'd never mind. You would definitely have the worst stat total team and name it Heaven's Judgment.
You're right, that's definitely something I would 100% do, but it's also something that I wouldn't do. Does that make sense? I'm a wild card here. So is Heaven's Judgment
Okay.
the team that you also want to face off against?
Yeah, I want to see what they're about.
Okay. And what team are you afraid of?
Oh, you know what? Actually, the Feywild 4, I feel like if one of them is a wizard with the spiritual weapon, total pushovers. Okay? if a single one of them, if one of the three are a wizard, they're done for. They picked one of their spells to be find familiar, and then it dies immediately. 1 health. Like
yeah.
got that D4 -3 or whatever. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, God forbid that there's multiple wizards on that team.
Does that mean you want to go up against them?
I would want to go up against them because I feel like they'd be an easy team.
Okay. So having the judgment for Marlig would want to fight them. Feywild 4
Marlig, yeah.
I think I could beat them.
Feywild 4 definitely yeah.
Is there any team that you're like, oh, I do not want to go up against these guys?
Look, someone on the PC team has the confidence to name their team Sir Ramsay and his Simple Squires, okay? That confidence doesn't come from nowhere.
Okay.
If anything, out of the scary PC teams, that one. I feel like you just don't, you just don't bring that confidence just from nowhere, right? Someone there knows what they're doing. And they're gonna do something
So
well.
your theory is that whoever Sir Ramsay is going to be scary good.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a fun little theory you crafted. Okay. Well, that's gonna take us to the end of our little interview process. With that being said, if anyone is watching and wants to find you guys, go ahead and plug where they can find you right now. I don't care who goes first. Go ahead. Plug whatever you fucking want. Anywhere you want. Just not shameless plug. This is your time to shamelessly plug. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
You can find me at Porcyshire, PORCEYSHIRE, on Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok. If you follow me, you will get nothing but bragging rights.
Wonderful. Thank you. And what about you, Tommy? Where can our audience keep up with all your little life stuff?
Oh, okay. Just making sure that all of this is good.
My dude doesn't even know his own usernames.
No. Okay,
Dog, I spelled mine.
He has a whole speech planned, a 5-paragraph essay.
Yeah. I'm actually pulling up the Google documents, right? Straight out of your Google Drive.
Oh
right?
shit.
Yeah. Okay. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I actually have a link for all this stuff together, because obviously with a username like Tommy, everybody has that. Oh, oops, wait. There we go. Everybody
He's got a whole fucking setup, a whole build up.
So yeah. So I have a link here. It's drum.io/Tommy NDC. drum.io/TOMMYNDC. That'll have all of the socials that I use and also not use.
You said it's drum, DRUM dot
Zach, it's on my Discord profile.
Is it fucking really? Dude, I've never heard of this shit. What the fuck? Oh, it's slash. Okay, I put dot after the IO. Okay. Yo, what the fuck? You have a whole goddamn page. God, you came prepared.
Yeah.
I've actually
if you want to call it, you can.
Oh, it's a Google number. No, I'm closing that. I'm closing that. I immediately realized what it was.
How did you know already?
I was telling him, like, it's not giving me a phone number, it's giving me a Google number. Anyways, thank you both so much.
That isn't a Google, it's just a downloadable contact.
Isn't that a Google number?
Well, I mean, it is, but you wouldn't have known that just from downloading it.
Oh shit, it downloaded it? Oh no. Oh no, I gotta delete it. It's gonna be a virus. Oh no, it's a virus, bro.
Yeah, but there's all my stuff there.
Okay, there you guys go.
Including my Spotify.
If you wanna find Langley or Tommy anywhere else, go ahead, follow those links. If you want to see them in the tournament, be sure to keep up with this podcast for the Hurticane, because they're gonna be hopefully doing well. Hopefully, fingers crossed. With that being said, thank you both so much for taking the time. I know it's late to do this entire interview. I'm very happy you guys are my first, because I feel a lot more comfortable about this whole process. Yeah, just thanks. Appreciate you guys. You guys are great players, and I wish you luck in the tournament.
We're gonna destroy any NPC
Please,
team.
Zach.
You're gonna sit there and you're gonna cry. You're gonna like send out like I've planned out weeks for this team. And then we show up, and then
Sweep.
and then
Absolute
just sweep them. Okay.
Let's see
Actually,
about
Alexi, we actually back off, and Alexi takes all of them.
that. Like
and
1v3s.
Like barely gets a scratch, and you're gonna be over there. You're gonna be like, no, that's not how you were supposed to play the game.
His but a
Like,
flesh wound.
It cuts to Zach crying in the shower.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
becomes a video podcast at that point, actually.
Yeah, actually, that's the goal for the tournament. Make Zach cry.
Make Zach cry. What a goal. What a
Yeah.
goal.
All right.
Oh shit! I forgot to
awesome.
ask one last thing. One last thing. I forgot. How confident are you guys on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, I'm very confident.
That's not on the scale of 1 to 10. You fucking bitch.
8.
8. Okay, 8.
8.
Tommy.
9.
9. Ooh. Ooh.
I currently at the moment don't see us losing.
Okay, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. All right, have a good time, everyone. Everyone who's at this point in the podcast. Thank you all for watching this. Hopefully you enjoyed the other interviews if you're watching those as well, and if not, then have fun with the actual tournament itself. That's it for this podcast. I don't have an outro.
Don't like you to lie to you.
Don't let you lie to you. Tommy does heal. He promises. That's all.